If you remember exploring Andy's house, flooding Al's bathroom, and Buzz running out of batteries, then you grew up playing Toy Story 2, the game. But which one? Because there were 6 different versions, and in this video we're going to compare each of them. But first, let's set the scene. The year was 1999, and Pixar were ready to release the long-awaited sequel to their breakout hit, Toy Story, which naturally meant an avalanche of merchandise, including video games. Telltale, the British developer behind the first movie's tie-in game, were asked to return. Plus, the developer had a chance to cut their teeth on 3D platformers with Pixar's second movie, A Bug's Life, which would end up being the framework for this game. Unlike the original, which had the player control Woody, Toy Story 2 would put the player in control of Buzz. They even gave the game the subtitle of Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. So, how did they do? Well, let's set the benchmark with the most popular version, the PlayStation 1 game, and then compare it against the others. And straight away, there's just so much charm to this game. I've always loved the way they had Rex holding the memory card on the load screen, but that's nothing compared to the level select which is presented in this Etch-a-Sketch 3D map of the city. I genuinely think this is one of the best level select screens ever. Each stage even comes with its own specific sound effects. This version also had a ton of FMV cutscenes from the movie which played at the start of each level. Okay, so we begin in Andy's room. Well, hello there, fellow toys. What? What the hell is wrong with them? Are they possessed? And so, Buzz had no choice but to strike down the devil toys. This game also had a rudimental dynamic camera which could be moved using the shoulder buttons. Just look at that PS1 Buzz.
No time to lose!
It also looks like poor Buzz had a manufacturer's defect. Look, his wings just keep popping out. Wow, Andy's room is a lot smaller than the endless chasm from the first game. Also, the poor kid's got a baby in his room. Look, this house is huge. What does Andy's mum use all the other rooms for? And where's the father? Gameplay-wise, Toy Story 2 is a platformer, and it clearly builds on the foundations of A Bug's Life. Buzz can double jump, climb, and rappel down ropes. He also has his laser, which is a genuine weapon in this game. You can also use it in first-person mode to shoot obstacles or enemies. And I love how the developers actually showed Buzz's reflection in the first-person mode. Yep, he's got that on the toilet at 2 AM after a kebab look. In addition to Andy's room, Buzz can also explore the rest of the house. We've got the attic where the scary robot lives, the living room where Ham is chilling out watching TV, the kitchen where the boiling pot is splashing water near the microwave while the gas hobs are all going off. My god, can someone call child services on Andy's mum? And if you think the kitchen's bad, get a load of the basement, which is literally filled with toxic waste. Did anyone else just keep screwing up these jumping sections as a kid? Now, the main goal for most of the levels in the game is to collect Pizza Planet tokens. Non-boss levels will have about 4 or 5 tokens to collect, but you can usually progress onto the next level by just collecting one. Andy's house is a good example of all the ways you can pick up tokens. Some are hidden around the level, some have you defeat a mini-boss, and some have you collect and exchange trinkets with the NPCs, like coins for Ham or sheep for Bo Peep.
Can you find my sheep?
The next level takes place in Andy's neighborhood. Looks like Andy's mum's got one of those prototype self-driving mowers. Honestly, anything to avoid work. Also, why are these soldiers trying to kill Buzz? I thought they were friends. Viewers from America, are your suburban streets regularly filled with concrete which is just left out in the open? Leave a comment below. Now, Andy's house has 2 neighbors, the one with the broken down car and the other one with the swimming pool and the rubber duck. And I must say the platforming here is way better than in Bug's Life. That being said, who remembers spending absolute ages trying to climb up this tree? And then you get to the top and you have to fight this Zerg kite who knocks you off the edge straight away. This stage is followed by a boss level where Buzz fights this evil toy plane, and then we move on to the construction yard filled with evil alien toys and these builder eggs which you have to collect. Slink, what the hell is wrong with you? I thought we were friends. Why are you making me collect these wrenches while sinking in cement? My god, this construction crew's as bad as Andy's mum. Look, they spilled toxic waste all over the floor, and also their filing cabinets are possessed. Also, a moment of silence for the poor colorblind children trying to figure out how to mix the right color soda. loader. See, I always thought this was a missed opportunity. The toys could have hijacked this bulldozer and use it to break into Al's toy barn. Instead, they use it as a boost to climb up this frame and take on a possessed jackhammer. Now, sometimes the game will throw you a few upgrades, like these discs that you can use against the jackhammer and the grapple hook to use on the next level, the alleyway. I remember playing this as a kid and not knowing which of the toys were friendly or not. This rubber duck? Oh, it needs help to collect its kids. And how about this cute little plane? Nope, it's out for blood. Two-dimensional watermelons. Hey, remember that scene in the movie where Buzz had to fight a slime monster in the alleyway which kept growing while Buzz kept using recycled lines from the first movie?
You are a sad, strange little man.
Next up is the first Al's Toy Barn level, which is filled with all sorts of platforming, including the use of these hover boots. Plus, there is a mini boss battle against a dinosaur in a toxic slime-infested toilet. The second level is the Spaceland, where you race this propeller toy across ropes, collect the aliens all around the store, and also take on this Buzz in a go-kart. And I love how he holds his helmet when he gets a headache. And finally, these two levels are bookended by a boss battle against this big alien thing. We then get the elevator level, which I always hated as a kid. It's just filled with these identical looking grey vents and endless grappling. Also, why are there snakes down the vents? Not to mention that for some reason the air conditioning vents spew out fire. This must be one of those nightmare landlords you hear about on the news. You also have to activate these elevators and platform around them, but nothing was more rage-inducing than falling off and plummeting all the way to the bottom. Especially if you were too stupid to activate the shortcut fan. Alright, next is Al's Penthouse. What? Bullseye can talk? Better break this padlock to gain access to Al's VHS porn collection. Oh, it's an air vent which goes to the toilet. I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. Poor Al, I know he's supposed to be the villain, but these damn toys break into his apartment and then flood the bathroom. I distinctly remember thinking this was so cool as a kid, but playing it now, all I can think about is the monumental repair cost. No wonder he's crying at the end of the movie. I do like how all the enemies in this level are other cowboy-related toys like the vultures and the bandits. Were these supposed to be less valuable Sheriff Woody toys that the Japanese collector simply didn't care for? Also, apparently Al has a room with a real-life train. How in the world did they get that up to the penthouse? Of course, there is the actual collector's room complete with all the merchandise from the movie, plus these big berries from the Bugs Life game. This room also has a gunslinger mini-boss. Again, why wasn't this guy sent to Japan? Is it because Buzz kills him? Can toys even die? These are the existential questions posed by Toy Story 2, the game. And finally, no MTV Cribs walk-around would be complete without the kitchen. Why does Al have 12 half-empty bottles of apple juice in the fridge? Well, at least I hope that's apple juice. But that's nowhere near as disturbing as what happened to Jesse's face. Do you want to know how I got these scars, partner? Okay, so the next level is a boss battle against Zurg on top of the elevator, although Buzz doesn't seem as sad about his father falling off the edge as he was in the movie.
To infinity and beyond!
This is followed by Airport Infiltration, which is another long maze level that has you jump around on suitcases, making your way up the different ramps. And look, the other cowboy toys are here too. They really want to go to Japan. Wait, what's Muscle Man doing here? He wants me to collect his weight. Always on the grind. The game's final platforming level is the Tarmac Trouble, where you run around collecting tokens while this plane just does endless circles. Do you think the pilots are wondering why there's a possessed action figure using their plane as a platforming prop? I will say, it is a bit of a strange final level, but I guess it goes back to the developer's decision to have every level be token-based. It would have been nice if they deviated from the formula at the end and had Buzz chase the airplane while riding Bullseye. The game ends with a boss battle against the Prospector and his posse.
That is no way to treat a collectible.
And so, Buzz defeats the bad guys and rescues creepy Jesse and simple Woody. And that's it for the PlayStation 1 version. But how does it compare to the Nintendo 64 game? Well, the N64 texture filtering eliminates the warping seen on PlayStation 1, giving this version a bit of a smoother look. Unfortunately, due to the N64's cartridge memory limitations, there are a few downgrades. One of the main ones being the audio. Here is a comparison of the music from both versions. Also, for some reason, Andy's house has the generic You've Got a Friend in Me theme playing compared to the original composition on the PlayStation 1. Plus, a lot of the dialogue has been removed and replaced with text boxes. Plus, all the cutscenes have been replaced with stills from the movie. Gameplay-wise, this game is pretty much identical to the PlayStation 1 version. Here is a comparison of both of them side by side. Now, a PC version of the game was also released that same week. This one uses the PlayStation 1 version as a base, which means it has cutscenes and audio, in addition to high resolution and no dithering, which made this the best all-around version of the game at the time of its original release. In July of 2000, the game was also ported to the Dreamcast. This version also retained the audio and cutscenes along with a higher display resolution and slightly better shading. However, this version's big drawback is the movement, which feels like they map the D-pad direction straight onto the analog stick, making Buzz's movement feel a bit choppy. Here is a quick comparison of all 4 original versions. Now, a few years ago, Toy Story 2 was ported to the PlayStation 4 and 5. This is the original PlayStation 1 version, which has been upscaled using the PlayStation Classic emulation engine. This means that you still get the trademark PlayStation 1 dithering and wobble, but now in HD. This version also has a couple of nostalgic-looking filters, and allows you to rewind in addition to making quick saves. This is definitely the easiest version to get running these days, and one I'd recommend playing. And finally, we have the handheld version released for the Game Boy Color. This one was developed by the same studio that did the original game 3 years earlier, and it's very similar to the '96 game, only this time in color and with Buzz in place of Woody. And speaking of Buzz, what the fuck is wrong with his face on the menu? In terms of controls, you've got the laser assigned to the A button and the jump assigned to the B button. But because the Game Boy Color only had 5 buttons, the run is also assigned to the B button, which results in absolute chaos. So you'll have to stop and then jump, otherwise you'll just run off the edge. But I'm glad they kept Buzz's CJ strut from the first game. He can also climb this time around, and it's nice to see the action scenes from the movie implemented into the first level. But why are all the toys attacking him? And what the hell is wrong with Ham? The second level has Buzz navigate through the yard sale. Just watch out for those evil space hoppers and yo-yos. This is followed by a level on the streets where Buzz takes on the evil pieces of paper fluttering in the wind. Also, this version answers the question of whether toys die or not. Apparently no, they just run out of batteries. We then get a level at Al's Toy Barn where Buzz takes on the different Zurg toys, including the Zurg boat. You then get this bonus elevator coin level which takes you up to Al's penthouse, where Jesse, Bullseye and the Prospector all take turns trying to kill Buzz. This is followed by a very orange airport baggage level. What? Who's smuggling dynamite on the plane? Now, you do actually get a Bullseye plane chase level in this version. Just watch out for all the suitcases just laying there on the runway. Buzz then has to search for Woody in the luggage hold of the plane because apparently the Prospector has tied him up. With Woody saved, we get one final level. This time, Buzz has to return back to Andy's house through the yard sale before he comes back. Just watch out for the cactus and the fan. Jesus Christ, Andy's mum, you want to clean some of this shit up? Also, Wheezy. Is that you? Don't do drugs, kids. And that's it. Congratulations, you have successfully returned Woody to Andy. Not Jesse and Bullseye though, they fly to Japan in this continuity. And so there we have it, every version of Toy Story 2, the game. And all these years later, it's easy to see why this game holds such a special place in our memories. Just like A Bug's Life, Telltale did a great job of capturing the aesthetics and feeling of the movie. But this time around they refined the gameplay, which resulted in a great little platformer with a strong emphasis on exploration and replayability, making Toy Story 2 one of the best Pixar games ever made. But that's just my take. Please leave a comment below with your memories of Toy Story 2. Which was your favorite version, favorite level, and how many times did you fall off that damn tree? As always, thanks for watching. Please consider supporting me on Patreon, and a big thanks to my existing patrons. If you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.